Hey, all right. I wanted to talk about this little clip with Sabrina because, it seems to me that she thinks that she still hasn't got justice after all that the state has spent and after all that we've done, gone bent over backwards so that we could show the country that George was innocent. Now listen to this.
Let's listen into her remarks.
No college for Trayvon. No grandkids coming from Trayvon.
We're assuming that she's blaming George or the stand your ground law. Let's find out.
All because of a law. A law that has prevented the person who shot and killed my son to be held accountable and to...
So she's blaming both. It's the law. It's the law's fault. And it's George's fault because he should have been held accountable. So she's saying that he wasn't held accountable, that somehow or another he just, because remember in the beginning, they were really upset because there was no arrest. No arrest. Well, there was an arrest now, wasn't there? Even though it was an improper arrest. We apparently, some people felt that it had to happen, so it happened. And now we know that after the trial, the jury said not guilty. And it's not because of the law, it's because Trayvon was bashing George's head on the concrete like a melon. So, for you people that just don't get it, get it.
Pay for this awful crime.
The crime was what your son was doing to George. That was the crime. So, unfortunately for him and for you, he did pay for it, and you're paying for it, yes. That's just the way it is, but that's how our laws work.
What is my message to you? My message to you is, please use my story. Please use my tragedy. Please use my broken heart to say to yourself, we cannot let this happen to anybody else's child.
So we're going to use your broken heart. We're going to sit down and say, she's got a broken heart. So because of that, we have to never let this happen to another child. Look, unfortunately for Sabrina, as much as I feel for any mother that has lost their child, she's an idiot when it comes to this, because if she had any common sense at all, she would say to herself, if I were in the position of George and Trayvon had me down and was cracking my head on the concrete, let's just take his name out, because anybody that size, nearly 6 feet tall, 160 pounds, got you down, cracking your head on the concrete. Now, if you can honestly say that George did something that you wouldn't do, that you would have done something different, fine, say that. Bring it out. Let's talk about that. Let's listen to Sabrina tell us that she would have done differently, that had she had a gun and somebody was cracking her head on the concrete, she would not pull that gun out, because it's against her religion, against her belief system. I don't know. What is it? She doesn't want herself to have the right to defend herself, obviously, because she wants to do away with this law. Well, we know from the trial that the law wasn't even invoked, although the law is the law. It's the only self-defense law we have. And I've made several videos on the law.
And I hope I've delivered that message, because on the way here, I gave the driver one of my business cards, and it has a picture of Trayvon on there. And what he said was, he told me, that's my son too. So my message is coming across and it's coming across the right way.
You know, you would think that she would stop and think for a minute. Let's see, how is it that the entire country, no, the entire world knows about Trayvon? Be honest with yourself, ma'am. Think about it. What what happened to cause it? If you were honest with yourself, you'd say, wait a minute, I'm being used. I'm a tool. They're trying to manipulate the political system in a certain way, and they're using me as a tool, as a pawn. And I'm just starting to catch on to it.
It's coming across because I know that regardless of the color of someone's skin, that somebody is listening, that somebody wants to act and somebody wants to react. The only thing that I say to you is nobody is hurting worse than me as a parent, me as a mom, because you know, as a mom, we're a little sensitive when it comes to our children, and we have every right to be.
You've been listening to Sabrina Fulton.
So, this pretty much lays it out that she believes her son was totally a victim in this, that he did nothing wrong. And if you listen to Crump and to Al Sharpton and all the rest, he was an innocent child walking home and he did nothing wrong. And George just shot him for no reason. See, when I first heard about this case, I'd read it in the newspaper in the morning, and I'm like, hey, did you hear this? It's like, this guy just shot this kid, and he's trying to claim self-defense after he shot him. Yeah, right. And then I thought, well, knowing how the media is so anti-gun, you gotta dig deeper because they lie. I mean, they're liars. It's not news anymore. It's called media because it's entertainment. So, I went and did the research, and now I see that the media is a monster that's out of control that can destroy lives instantly or lift people up. It has total power, and it's only got the power that we people give it. So, little by little, the people have been coming to the realization, and now I see, because you can only hear and see it through the media and through the internet, whether people agree with you or not. But after listening to the jury selection, I've come to the conclusion that the majority of people think the media is full of crap. ABC, CNN, NBC, they're all full of crap. So, that was really great. That was the best part of this whole trial was to see that so many people out of a jury pool have come to the conclusion that the media is full of crap. And, of course, I made this video because I wanted to point out that Sabrina is unfortunately being used as a pawn to further anti-gun rights. But we know because two politicians were just recalled based on their vote to reduce gun rights right after the Sandy Hook thing. So two of them were recalled, and that's very encouraging to us. So I just wanted to bring that stuff up. I think that it's, everything's moving in the right direction for freedom as far as the people are concerned. But as far as the government's concerned, we got a real problem. So we just need to keep an eye. Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. So good talking to you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.